born a Hindu, die a Hindu, which is something your mother said to you when you became a Christian.
That's right, yeah. You know, she was very, very upset that I had chosen to forsake the religion of my birth, which was Hinduism. And when she heard that I was a Christian, she berated me and pointed the finger and said, you know, you're born a Hindu, you will die a Hindu. And praise God, you know, 6 years after I made the decision for Christ, she gave her heart to the Lord in the year 2000. So that's really the reason behind the title.
You grew up in apartheid South Africa.
I did. Coming to New Zealand, and you know, people want to know where you're from, and I'd say South Africa, and the remark would be, oh, but you look Indian. And I say, no, I am Indian, but I come from South Africa. And people wanted to know, how did that happen? So I've answered that question in the book and spoken about the indentured labor trade and how Indians were taken from India to other parts of the world, Fiji, West Indies, and South Africa.
So what was it actually like to grow up as a non-white in an apartheid society?
There were separate schools, you lived in separate areas, you weren't allowed to associate with Europeans. So,
how strongly do you feel connected to your Indian heritage? Because you grew up in South Africa, you live in New Zealand. It was generations ago that your family went from India to South Africa. So do you still feel, you're an Indian or a New Zealander or a South African?
You know, I've put it in the book that I appreciate the fact that I've got Indian roots. I've come from India a long time ago. My forefathers have come from India. I've lived in South Africa most part of my life, but now I'm living in New Zealand. And I thank God for these three nationalities that I can hold to, but more so for my eternal citizenship, which is in heaven, Philippians 3:20. And coming to New Zealand, you know, surprisingly, was where I appreciated more of being an Indian. Because in South Africa, you know, we were brought up to feel inferior. Coming to New Zealand and being surrounded by the Maori, the Pacific Islanders, and a lot of other Indians, it gave me more of an appreciation of the fact that I am Indian. So, you know, the first visit I had to India, which I speak about, was all because of my connections through New Zealand.
I found this as a very inspiring and in fact a very informative book about aspects of the Hindu religion, and it really is an inspiring story of how God can take a person's life, such as Myan. I would recommend this book to anyone that needs encouragement, or it would be a great gift that you could give to someone else. There's a lot of stuff in here that would be a real inspiration. I want to commend Myan on writing this book and would recommend anyone to read it.